It is great to be in Arizona and see all these great Air Force personnel. Governor, I know you're proud of them, and we did our best to train them in Maxwell and Gunner, and maybe they learned a few things there. I got to tell you, it's served for 20 years on the Armed Services Committee with John McCain, and I know how much he values and admires your work. We work together on a lot of different things, but the United States Air Force is unparalleled. In the history of the world, there's been no Air Force ever like it. And in fact, I can say with total certainty that there's no military in the history of the world that's more mobile, agile, and hostile than the American military. It is just well-trained, courageous. I've been in war zones where you guys have been, and I've seen the risk that people undertake, and you do your duty every day with just courage and discipline and follow the directions of your leadership, and even if they're not perfect, and do your duty. And I just think it's a remarkable thing, and I really want to celebrate what you do. Governor Ducey, it's good to be with you again. It was a lot of fun to have you in Washington at the White House not too long ago, and we got to talking about various issues. We talked about the border. We talked about marijuana. I don't think the marijuana is good for folks. Do y'all? I mean, give me a break. So I thought these people were beating me up. They nominated me for Attorney General. You would have thought the biggest issue in America was when I said I don't think America is going to be a better place if they sell marijuana at every corner grocery store. I didn't like that. This crowd didn't like that. But anyway, so thank you for really telling the truth about that when you had an issue about it here. Not many people, let me just tell you, not many people want to say anything on that issue. It really surprised me how many people are hiding under the table whenever the issue is discussed. But, Doug, thank you for your gumption. Silas Darden, there he is on the front row. Silas, stand up a second. Colonel, wave to this guy. Colonel Silas Darden is in the Department of Justice, Lieutenant Colonel, and he has our office that deals with military rights. They used to call it, when I was in the Army Reserve, Soldiers and Sailors Relief Act. And now that's passed. That's not right anymore. We got 3 laws, but it deals with loans, employment, and voting rights. 3 different laws that he heads our office in the Department of Justice, and we want to be sure that if you've got problems, you think you've been mistreated, or deployment has caused you to miss a mortgage payment or some other difficulty you've had, you can call us. I think since they set out a call line, email line, we've got over 500 complaints in the last a little over a year, Silas. So that's the kind of thing we'd like to do. I remember when I was United States Attorney prosecuting a company or an individual in a company who had abused our service personnel. So that's something we want to think about. I toured the border today. America is a great and generous nation. We have 1.1 million people each year given permanent legal residence in the United States. That's more than any other nation in the world. We're about the highest percentage of foreign-born ever in the history of the Republic. But I think, and the American people are right, good, decent, and generous, and they are correct. I think President Trump is correct that we need maintain a lawful system of immigration, one that serves the national interest, protects us from criminal elements and drug dealers and child molesters and whoever else might be a part of that, including terrorists, that we need as a part of our national security, our national sovereignty, a system we can be proud of. Politicians have been promising it for years. It had never happened. But I was able to tour the border today and meet with Border Patrol officers and customs officers and talk about the issues. And it was just announced that this month, last month, March's entry into the United States was the lowest in 17 years. I think that's good news. So we want to establish a lawful system, and they tell me that more and more we're probably seeing a larger percentage of the criminal element at the border, people hauling drugs and that kind of thing, people who are coming back after having been deported for serious violations. You know, when you come to America unlawfully or you come on a visa lawfully, you're supposed to behave, you know. You have to comply with American law and rules, and when you get in trouble, you're to be deported. That's just the way it is. It's the way it is in every country, so far as I know. And so we need to deport more criminals, actually. We're behind on that, and we're going to keep working on it. We're going to support our men and women who are out there on that border and often alone, and we're not going to let them be assaulted by people that they have a right to accost and arrest. We're going to do the kind of things that back them up. But I got to say, General Kelly, who is a great leader of Homeland Security. He's doing a superb job, and I think the officers are excited. They're working hard, and their morale is up, and hopefully we can make a change there in a way that all of us will be proud of and pleased. So I was involved with the Syria discussion, and I just share some thoughts with you as in case some legal question arose. And, somebody said about Afghanistan and Iraq, they're the most lawyered wars in the history of the world. Lawyers involved in every step you take. But it's important. We try to do the right thing there and be proper in how we handle these efforts. But it was good to see the President and his team function. General McMaster, the National Security Advisor, General Mattis, Secretary of Defense, and other top officials were experienced. General Dunford, Chairman of the Joint Chiefs, their comments were so good under the stress of that moment, the difficulty of the matter. And I thought that Donald Trump, he can make a decision. He asked good questions, sized up the situation, and he made a judgment with ease and confidence and made us all feel good. So I just would say to you, leadership is important, and I hope that we will be able to serve you well. If we deploy the United States Air Force, the United States military, we need to be sure we're doing it for the right reason, that what we're asking you to do is going to be beneficial not just a week, a month, but years down the road. And when we commit the American military, we've got to be realistic and careful about when we do that and ask the tough questions about what it means, not just in the short run, but in the long run. So thank you for what you do. So you got a big bunch of F-35s here, Colonel Shoemaker. Alabama would like one or two. Give me a break. You going to let any of them get out of here? Training people from Israel. How about training somebody from Montgomery, Alabama? That'd be nice. That's just a joke. Everybody can't have whatever they want in the Defense Department. You guys know that we have to do what's best for the overall military and make the right decisions day after day. And it's not always done, but we try to do it. I think most people do in Washington. Let me thank you for your service. Congratulate you for your service. Congratulate you for having the privilege to work in a fabulous state like Governor Ducey's. This state is remarkable in so many different ways. I suspect it's a little more pleasant today than July 4th, but it's pretty nice out there, I got to say. It's been such a delight to be with you. The President is committed, and I think the Congress will support him in strengthening you, making sure we have the equipment and the training we need. It's going to take more money. The budget the President proposed is a $54 billion, I believe. I used to be on the Budget Committee. I could tell you those numbers with certainty. $54 billion more. That's off about a $600 billion budget we're talking about, so that's nearly a 10% increase when a lot of departments are getting cut. Some of them cut double digits. So this is a priority, a commitment that he's made, and I think Congress has made, and so I look forward to the future in which we don't have a dime to waste, not a single dime. This is not a jobs program. It's not a pork program. It's a program to protect and preserve the greatest military we have and the greatest nation in the history of the world. Thank you for what you do, and God bless. Thank you.